guys, this is Al Morris. Today I'm going to show you the making of my new single Reminds Me of You, which I've produced here in my studio. And let me tell you the idea behind this track. Well, usually I start with a break of a track, and when I'm giving piano lessons I showed some of my students a piano song with a really simple, I would say, but really beautiful chord progression. And this was the chord progression, starting with A minor, and then go to D minor, G major to C major, F major to B reduced minor, E major, and then A minor. So this was a really simple chord progression, already used in several songs, but I really enjoyed this chord progression and I couldn't remember already used this chord progression, so I thought, why don't use this chord progression? But usually I wouldn't say I don't like, but I usually prefer not A minor but A flat minor a little bit more. So I used this chord progression but started with one semitone down. I pitched it a little bit down. This was the chord progression. So this was the melody behind this. Yeah, let me show you the project. This is the project when I go into the break. And so on. And at 2 minutes and 5 seconds I go down with the filters and everything. And let me show you what I have used in the break. There are not many parts, but I used, of course, these strings here. And then starting again. During the strings there's a solo violin, which also supports the melody a little bit more. A really dreamy solo violin. And there are some choir pads like this one. I would say this is more an atmospheric pad and a real choir. So it would sound more like a soundtrack, like with real instruments and real voices. And yeah, in the background, these are the parts. These are all the parts which I'm using in the break. And then when the break repeats, I came in with a little bit with the plucks here. These are two plucks. This one here, a really soft and dreamy plug. This plug here, a more higher plug, which I really love to use. And coming in the elation lead pad, which is here, with a down filter and the second layer. many people just ask me what I'm using and how I'm making the elation pad. Let me show you. This is Spire actually. And the first layer is like sounds like this when you play it. Nothing special, I would say. Let me show a little bit here with the filter up. And there's the chorus. And what makes the sound really bright and fat, it's the reverb, because I use a lot of reverb. And another reverb. That's all. A little bit EQ and sidechain. And also the second layer is pretty the same. This is the sound, the pure sound, clear and noisy saw sound with a chorus, like a little bit more fat, reverb, and there you have it. Exciter, EQ, and sidechain. So when you have both layers, you will have this elation sound. You see, sometimes it's nothing very special, but sounds really, really good. And I really love this elation pad, so the secret is out if you're really interested how I made this elation pad. And yeah, of course there's the bass pad coming in really deep. I hope you can hear it. And so on. Some people just ask how you make this transition, because it sounds so really cool. Because go down with everything and then come up with this transition just before the drop. Okay, and yeah, I can show you this. This is probably nothing special again. The elation pad, solo. Just one tone, and then I pitch it up. I just pitch it. Just like this. Oh. Very short probably here. And so on. And I have used an envelope curve for this. This is just a pitch. And the same over here. So it just goes up. Just the pitching. And it really brings really much energy and lifts the people up. And I stop, of course, of the same note. I go from E flat to A flat and stop, because this is the first key note of the melody when you go into the drop. And also what I've used here, yeah, several transitions like this one. Another transition. another transition which also supports the pitching. You will find those transitions in my sampling CD, Vengeance Ultimate Fills. I've prepared several of those transitions, so you could just use it as a sample and to build it into the track. Another transition. I turn off the master. I turn on the master. Another transition. I got. Another transition with crowds. Yeah, so you will also get a little bit lifted up, so people when it starts to scream, you could support a little bit. Another transition and the last transition, so I had like 10 transition samples at the same time. So you will hear it with all transition, and yeah, of course there are some other risings and effects, swooshes, sounds. So it would sounds like this, all the transitions. Yeah, and then go into the break, into the drop, into the main part. Yeah, so what else I can show you? The percussions are like, I don't know, pretty simple. Clap, hi-hats, right, percussion loop, another percussion loop. It's more sidechain hi-hat. Another loop for a little bit more lower frequencies. Another loop, and so on. Another loop. I know, so many fucking loops. I don't know. It's a little bit too much, I guess. I don't know. It would be enough if it would be just the half of it. Yeah, probably what's interesting for you guys to see the bass lines. Yeah, let me show the bass line. This is the sub bass line. A simple offbeat bass line which follows the harmonies. The second bass line sounds like this. A simple rolling bass line. The third bass line, oh, pretty simple. Oh, this latency. Turn off the master. Yeah, and this is the last bass line. Not so many bass line this time. Just a plug supporting bassline. There's the acid bassline in the background. And the last bassline, which starts in the second part of the main part. An arpeggio line. And what else do we have? I use also this little plug during the main part, which supports the bassline a little bit. And let me show you this with the bass lines. You won't probably really recognize it, but it supports the bass line just a little bit. And there's also these are the details of the track. There's a really small sinus blip sound, which sounds like this, and plays in the background while you hear the melody. Let Let me show you this solo in front, so you will hear all the parts in the background playing, and this part here, just more from this sound here. And so on. There are the pads also playing in the background, the strings with sidechain. This is for the more warm frequencies here in the background, and I also have this little vocal just before the drop, and again the atmospheric pads and the choir in the background playing and supporting the melody. Yeah, in the second part I added the plug sounds here. So you will hear it. And then I go again into a little transition drop and go out with the track. So I hope it was interesting for you to see what's inside this production. You could see how I have built the tracks or the elements of this tune. And I hope you enjoyed this video and it was inspiring for you if you also produce music to see what's inside this production and how I use the sounds to build this track. So you can leave me a comment on my YouTube page below. You can give me some feedback or just visit my Facebook page or Twitter page, Instagram, you know, my social media sites. And I hope to see you next time. Alan Morris, bye bye.